I'm here with Lady Saints head basketball coach Will Marchino. The team resets for the second half of the conference season. They play Cloud County at the Greenhouse on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. But let's first talk about the team's current situation. They're on a three-game winning streak. They're 4-2 to start January. Coach, how are things going so far? What do you think?
Yeah, Phil, I think we're sharing the ball a lot better than we were in the first half of the year. And just being able to manipulate the defense a little bit better than what we did in the first semester. And our team's coming together really, really nice at the right time. Chemistry's great. Truly believe that they enjoy being around each other, which is awesome. And we're excited for these next couple games. I told my team yesterday at practice, you know, a three-game win streak's nice, and right now it's the third longest in the conference behind Hutch, who's undefeated, and Dodge City's won 5 in a row. But none of that stuff matters. It only matters what you got right next in front of you, and that's Cloud County on Wednesday.
And we'll talk a little bit about Cloud County. We'll talk about the season so far in January. You guys got off to a nice win over Garden City. Then you guys fell to Dodge and who was the other?
And Hutch.
And Hutch.
Yep.
And then you guys rolled off the three wins.
Yep.
And to me, even though that you had the losses to Hutch and Dodge, those were games that you guys were in. And it could be said that, and I don't know, Coach, you tell me, is that was sort of like almost like your starting point to rebuild that team, and then you guys sort of went up. Because in both games, you were really, really close to those two ranked teams. I'm like, you just had, it was like maybe a pass here, a defensive breakdown there, missed shot here over there, to sort of put you over the hump and going over. But then after that, you guys have rolled off 3 straight wins and strong wins.
Yeah, and for us, it's about just becoming more and more consistent on a day-to-day basis. And so that's what our goal really is. We're trying to be process-driven and not results-driven. And so while it does, not feel the greatest to lose at home to Dodge City and on the road to Hutch, when you were in single-digit ball games with them, it kind of ballooned to over 12 points in each of those games. Still felt good about how we competed for a certain amount of time in each of those games. I thought we competed really, really hard for 30 minutes against Dodge City. I thought we competed really, really hard for about 30 to 33 minutes against Hutch. And for us, it's about building off of that. And I thought the last 3 games, we really showcased our growth from those 2 losses early on in the second semester. And so now we're just looking towards Cloud County. I'm really pleased at where our team is at right now, both mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. They do a great job in the weight room. They're doing a great job taking care of their bodies for the most part, and making sure that they're able to not only practice but be as competitive as they are on game days too.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of heart. You've had some injuries that have sort of made the team stumble, but the team has sort of persevered and showed a lot of heart over there. And let's talk a little bit about the Pratt game. You guys had 2 players, sophomores, Aliana Colon and Naomi Arones, and they stepped up when you lost your leading scorer, Jamia Carter.
Yeah.
And then you guys had sort of 2, you had a stretch over there where you had a chance to sort of put the clamps on, and you did. You outscored them in the third quarter, showed them, and you cruised probably the rest of the way.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about the Pratt game a little bit.
Yeah, first half we were really digesting what Pratt was kind of throwing at us. I'll give a lot of credit to our coaching staff. We spent some time outside of the locker room at halftime really talking about our adjustments and the things that we wanted to make and enhancements that we wanted to make to our team going into halftime and coming out into the second half. Not only did our coaching staff bring some great adjustments to the table at halftime, but we also were able to come out in the second half and our players were locked into those adjustments and performed them at a high level. And so really, really proud of our group. Obviously, we're without our leading scorer, Jamia Carter, but I thought we moved the ball extremely well as a team. We shared it well. Naomi Aragonia now has 3 straight games where she's just been scoring the ball. And the Pratt game specifically is in a different variety. So the first 2 games on our win streak, Naomi shot the ball extremely well from 3-point range, 8 of 12. On Saturday, she was just 1 for 5 from three-point range, but still had 15 points. So you're talking about growth of players. Naomi's now expanding her game from not only just being able to shoot the three ball, but now she's able to take some people off the dribble, shoot some pull-up jumpers. She got to the rim a couple times Saturday against Pratt. So a lot of good things that I saw from Naomi. Aliana Colon was I thought she played well against Colby on Wednesday. Didn't make a shot, but still played extremely well. Guarded people that normally she doesn't guard. Excuse me, Independence on Wednesday, but she guarded the conference player of the week from Independence and really shut her down and was one of the two players that we put on her and we're very, very pleased with our defensive performance on Wednesday against Independence. And then to go to Colby, and she guarded again really well, but this time made shots and shot 4 of 10 from three-point range. And she just has the ability at 6'1" to stretch the floor. She's starting to play closeouts a little bit more, and by what I mean by that is she's being able to put the ball on the floor and create, and she's looking for her teammates. And so I knew that this team would kind of take a change in the right direction once we started sharing the ball more. They're starting to do that, and I think you're starting to see the team that we all kind of expected to see during the preseason.
Talking about that, about Zoe Rosales now, she's maybe not have been scoring, maybe a little bit of slump over there, but she's on the floor 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can't, there are a lot of other components over there that, okay, maybe she's not scoring that well, but boy, she's leading she's the lead, the floor general for that team over there playing 40 minutes, and the conditioning that you have to do for that is pretty impressive. So talk a little about Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe is, while she isn't making a lot of shots right now, she also isn't taking a ton either. She was upwards near 20 shot attempts a game last year for Frank Phillips. This year, about cut in half. But she's doing a great job, A, playing 40 minutes a night, B, she's guarding the other team's best offensive player more nights than not, and doing a terrific job with that. She forced Princess Anderson. While Princess scored 18 points, you got to understand something about her. She was coming off a 43-point game on Wednesday, and she took 22 shots against us, only scored 18. She was 8 of 22 from the floor, and we really forced her into some difficult shots on Saturday. And that was due in part largely to Zoe, and Zoe did a terrific job guarding her and hounding her and making sure that everything was difficult. The other thing that Zoe does a great job of that maybe kind of goes under the radar is she rebounds the ball really well. 7 rebounds on Saturday to go with 7 points. Limited amount of turnovers. And it's just somebody that it's really hard for me to take off the floor right now. And, she's also somebody that invests in her game and gets in the gym early in the mornings to get extra shots up and things like that. And so coaches love players like that. Coaches love players that are always willing to do a little bit extra, and then come game day, never ask for a sub, and is always willing to go as hard as she can. And it's resulted recently into multiple 40-minute per game performances, which is incredible.
Yeah, and you talk about the rebounding. A lot of the focus or spotlight goes to Allie Myers over there, and obviously should. But at the same time, too, she's not alone over there. You've got Zoe, who comes in and is just at the right place at the right time, going and snaking in and grabbing those boards around the rim, and that's always impressive. When you talked about that, got to win the rebounding, right?
Yep.
And that's part of it. It's kind of hard to go over there. And before I let you go, with going on to Cloud, Ari Gordon.
Yeah.
Just we forget that how good she was. This is her 3rd year here.
Second year. She redshirted last year.
Redshirted, and she played a little bit, and then last year, and then this year, everyone was sort of talking up, and now we sort of see after the first half, she really is coming into her own. The potential for you guys over there, like about how good she was.
Yeah.
Well, now you can actually see why.
Yeah.
And you go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. Ari Gordon is a terrific talent. She still has room for growth, which is great to see, but a 5'11" guard that can handle the ball. She typically suffocates offensive players with her length. Just does a terrific job with that type of stuff. And Ari's a great person, and so
Yeah, she's always smiling. I have to
yeah.
call her Smiley
Yeah,
now.
well, you might have to. Ari's somebody that, for me, it took a little time for me to be able to figure out where the right place was to put her. And obviously that high post against a zone, she's deadly because she's got a guard's mentality. She catches it at the high post. She's looking to get downhill, find her teammates,
Right,
or score wide open shots.
Right.
And when you have a versatile threat like that against a zone, it can create a lot of issues for the other team.
And we're seeing that out over there where she's actually driving by at the same
Yeah.
too. The mid-range jumper out over there, like around the foul line.
Yeah.
She puts it. And
Yep.
That's the head.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest room for growth for Ari still is on that jump shot, and she's working on it. We had a nice session today where she was working on her jump shot, and I fully expect that to continue to grow as the year goes on. You can start to see her continue to grow with confidence. People might be like, "Wow, she's playing with a ton of confidence right now." I don't think she's playing with the most confidence she can play with.
Sure.
And so to see her continue to grow into that is going to be a lot of fun to see. Ari is, again, you talk about rebounding, Phil, and Ari's another great rebounder. Back-to-back double-doubles for her. Wednesday night against Pratt was huge. Saturday against Pratt was huge. Wednesday night against Independence was huge. And so back-to-back double-doubles for Ari Gordon. Allie Myers with 21 rebounds. That young lady just doesn't stop. She probably has the best motor of any player that I've ever coached. And that's saying a lot because we've had some good players here when I was an assistant and coached some really good players through club and early on in my career. And Allie Myers just has an unbelievable motor, and the ability to go get the basketball is crazy as it comes off the rim.
Right.
And so she had 21 rebounds Saturday night against Pratt, and I fully expect her to, when she's all said and done here at Seward County, to have anywhere between 10 to 20 plus rebounding games in her career.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Cloud County. You guys will host them on Wednesday at the Greenhouse. They were the first conference team, probably chomping a bit. If people don't remember what happened out over, you guys got off to a big, strong lead, big double-digit lead at halftime, and then things just sort of fell apart. Well, I won't say fell apart. Well, they sort of went down a little bit.
Yep.
Cloud probably had a little bit to do with that as well, but and you guys ended up on the short end of the stick with that. I'm sure that you guys have gone through a lot, learned more about your team. Team's probably different now than it was at the start, and you guys are probably chomping at the bit to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I am. I don't know. When we talk a lot about growth, Phil, whenever we meet and discuss games, and I don't know where we were at that point in our growth process, if we were able to fully understand that having a 10-point lead at halftime in this conference doesn't mean anything. I think we assumed that having a 10-point lead at halftime it was going to be, smooth sailing in the second half. And credit to Coach Erkenbach and the job that Cloud County did. They came out in the second half, pounded it inside into the paint, and really dominated us, not only scoring the basketball in the paint, but in the rebounding battle too in the second half. And that's how you come out and your 5-point victors is you flip that script on us, and they did just that. And so just preparing our ladies for a physical battle. Cloud County's actually third in the country in rebounding. They average 50 boards a game. Okay. So we know they're a physical team. We have to match that or try to match that somehow. And then we've got to make sure that we attack their pain points on the offensive end when we have the ball in our hands and try to make life difficult for them. They're, I don't know the extent of their injuries, but I've noticed that they've been playing, a few less people than normal. So I'm sure it'll be the game against Seward County when everybody comes back healthy, of course. But, we're just going to try to take advantage of some of the things that we've seen on film, and super excited to play in front of our home crowd again in a game that truly has huge implications in the standings. Cloud County's one spot ahead of us right now. It's 7-6 or 7-5. We're 6-6 in the league play, and it's just an opportunity for us to continue to climb the ladder, so to speak, in the Jayhawk.
Yeah, I think that sort of come on also that we talked about a little bit. The defense, I think, has gotten stronger, less turnovers, better passing. I
Yeah.
thought that they're going over there, and those are the things that I think that if we went back out over there and still losses and looking at that, we've sort of pinpointed that, and that's something that the team, you and the coaching staff has sort of focused on, and you can sort of see a little bit difference out of it, a little bit more zip over there,
No
a little
doubt.
bit less over there, a little bit more awareness of those kind of things. And I think that's important with the team. That's part, without a doubt, one of the reasons why the team has sort of been moving up.
Yeah, and also to give credit to some of the gals that don't get a lot of time in games that are doing a terrific job with our scouting team. And so, we rely on them to give us the best looks we possibly can get on our opponent. And they've stepped up here since winter break and have done a terrific job giving us the best looks we can as we prepare for our next team. I'm confident that they'll be able to do a similar situation today in practice on Tuesday as we prepare for Cloud on Wednesday, and Jolie Sprouse, Elijah Yarborough, even Kaya Richardson when she's healthy, and Biana Ellis, Sanaa Dennis from time to time has played on the scout team in practice, and those guys have done a terrific job being able to not only fill those roles but then be able to show up on game day and understand the scouts. So that's a hard spot, especially for freshmen to play. And I feel like they're handling it terrifically. So big props to them. They're definitely making our team better.
And not only that, just to aside, but I mean, there are a few of those players over there actually been contributing to throwing in a few points on game day, on that play, and they've actually been playing. And while, again, you look at the box score, maybe it's only 4 or 5 minutes, but maybe it's only a 2. But I'm like, they're important. They may get 2 baskets out, or someone may not necessarily get a point. But again, they're playing and filling in minutes and playing strong minutes. You don't have to go over there and look at, they're playing pat and pull them right out 2 seconds later out because they're in the wrong spot.
Sure.
They've been actually contributing the little time that's needed to spell the starters a break.
Yeah, and I think that's all part of the process and the plan too. Is like we want to be one of the deeper teams in the Jayhawk come March. Yanni Ellis, Biana Ellis has gotten some time, and her minutes. If you look at box scores, you could say, well, gosh, they're up and down, but she's still giving us quality minutes.
Right.
Kind of coming off of a sprained ankle right after winter break. Sanaa Dennis has been somebody that's really come on strong here in the second semester. Gave us elite minutes against Pratt. Picked up an offensive foul, which I love the aggressive play. I'll take her getting charges called on her any day of the week. And then Keziah Grant Bob doesn't play in the first half against Pratt. Comes in and gives us probably the 4 best minutes she's given us all year, and she played a career high 17 minutes the night before. And so the minutes are sporadic, and I give those ladies a lot of credit because they don't know when their name's going to be called, and they're trying to prepare as if they're going to play 20 minutes a night or 30 minutes a night, and sometimes you don't even play. And so those guys do a terrific job for us. We're really, really happy they're with us and they're on our team. And I think come March you're going to see us be able to have a bench that can go out and compete and help us win and get very, very far in the regional tournament.
Yeah, and also, the bench is also with team has had injuries. Hopefully, the injuries to certain players will sort of clean up. And not to say that it's how often do you go through a season where no one's nicked or nicked or whatever. So hopefully, as the season goes, and that's why you have to have your bench. That's why you have to go over there and hopefully that they fill in. And again, we talk about not having Jameer out over there, and you had other people just fill in and put it in. That's why it's a team game. Right?
Well, not only missing Jay against Pratt on Saturday, but since break and we've come back, Allie Myers missed a game as well, and our team just responds.
Yeah.
And so I've enjoyed to watch our team's response to those situations. They've been positive. They're starting to move the ball better, share it more together, and then when those ladies come back, Like when Allie Myers came back, we incorporated her well, and I feel like sharing the ball is contagious. So then you start to see Allie Myers pass it more out of the post,
Right.
and she's starting to hit teammates out on the perimeter. And against Independence, made some terrific passes. And so you just start seeing how contagious sharing the ball is.
Right.
And I fully expect Jamia to step right back into that and be willing to find her teammates when she comes back from injury.
Yeah. All right. So the Lady Saints will take on the Thunderbirds, Cloud County at 6 p.m. in the greenhouse on Wednesday. Come on out, make it loud, make Saints proud,
That's right.
and we'll hope you see you then. Good luck, Coach. We're looking for 4 games, right?
Yes, sir. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it.